we could take that off early. What the hell? Yes, today I just want to talk to you about the silent wealth killer, and that is time. And if you're a Gen Xer, then you need to get your head around this quickly because we're running out of both. Okay, so this is important stuff, and I read about it. I was reading about it earlier on today, yesterday, and today, and I thought, wow, yeah, that will become my topic today. The silent killer is time because we put things off. Okay, we always put things off. We always, we're busy scrolling, we're busy reading, we're busy sitting watching TV. It's quite funny. I had so many, not so many. I had family. We had family over in May, and we were visiting lots of different family. And my God, they were all. I mean, they were all on Netflix. They knew all these TV programs, and I'm like, I have no idea what these programs are whatsoever. so, so I either need to up my Netflix game or actually cancel the subscription because I'm obviously not watching them at all. But anyway, wherever you are, do let me know in the comments. I am, of course, using my favourite live streaming software, B.Live. Absolutely incredible. And if you want a little free trial of that, I'll tell you, just come into my free community on the schools app. Okay, the Digital Income Freedom Hub is totally free, and in there you can pick up some great things. There's some trainings in there. You can pick up a free trial of the BeLive software. You can get a mega link. You can do all sorts. You can get some fantastic training. But so that just saves me chucking all the links in the comments. Just that one. Just go over to the schools community, the Digital Income Freedom Hub, where you can't go wrong. Okay, so yes, we're talking about time. Okay, and the fact that everybody seems to be watching Netflix, and there's somebody. Hey, and Anna Barrett, good to see you. Good to see we're in. This is what I love. This is what I love about live streaming. We've got people all over the world. So, yeah, hi from Norway. Yes, what was it last time? The last live stream we were talking about. We had the sweet eating contest. My friend Daisy was on, who's the manager of the store, and she was on. That was fantastic. All over the world. So she's in the Philippines. Hannah Barrett is in Norway. Fantastic. So yeah, Hannah Barrett. Today we're talking about the very simple issue is that as we get older, we are running out of time, and I wanted to talk about the thorny issue of not having a big enough pension. Okay, I got some of these stats. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see these stats. It is scary stuff because it's not just It's not just about. Let me just do that. Yeah, it's not just about. What am I talking about? It is not. It is not just about income. Okay, because we've got this pension ticking time bomb where pretty much most people haven't saved enough to have the retirement that they want. Okay, some of the things that came up were. Let me just try and share this screen without switching everything off. No, I've shared the wrong one. Hold on, there's that one. I just can't find the right screen to share. Oh, here we go. There's the one. Sorry, thank you. Bear with me. Bear with me. So professional. That's the screen. That one. That one. Share that one. Cool. Okay, this scared me. Okay, showing the screen. I'll put myself down in the bottom. Switch them around. Cool. Look, 2 in 5 Brits, and this is probably similar all over the world. 2 in 5 Brits won't be able to cover the basic costs in retirement. This was like super scary. Nearly 40% of Brits are set to struggle to meet the basic needs when they retire, according to the latest from the National Retirement Forecast from Scottish Widows and the big pension providers. They talk about that. They talk about the fact that effectively 2 in every 5 will be unable to generate the level of income that they believe. Now the thing is that you've got all these figures here, but what happens is we were told back in the day. I'd love to try and do a little. I'd love to try and do a little a little drawing. But basically, we were told back in the day that when we go to school, we go to university, get a good job, work 45 odd years, well, it's 40 years actually, because they're all defined benefit pension schemes. Yeah, work 40 years, retire when you're 65, and have a great time because your pension will have covered you. Okay, but we were lied to, or they changed the rules. That's the thing. They changed the rules, and basically they stopped it. The predefined uh, salary schemes, where we had, it would be a percentage of your final salary, that went out the window. And then they didn't bring in the compulsory uh, pension until 20 years odd later. It was crazy. So there's a huge thing, and the reason why defined pension benefit schemes stopped is because the government taxed the hell out of them, and so they became unviable. There were many pension pots which suddenly went into massive negative um, negative balances. So if you remember that back in the time, this was probably the early 2000s. Yeah, it was not a good time for your pension because that just went down the toilet. And then you've got a private pension, and I think the average private pension for someone in the UK, for a man, I think it's 150,000 in his pension pot. But for a woman, it's a lot less. I think it's something like 85,000. A big difference. And so, you know, how are you going to live? Seriously, how are you going to live on £150,000 when you retire? You can't do it. Just do the maths. It's never going to work. You will spend it too quickly. I think the rule of thumb is that you want to have, don't take more than 4% of your capital every year. So if you want 40 grand, that means you need 1 million in your pension pot. 150 grand ain't going to cut it. And even if you started today and started saving £250 a month or $250 a month, that's not going to touch it, even for the next 20 years. That'll only equate to about 60,000, and that's peanuts. Because while you're saving that, you've got the twin evils of taxation and inflation. And inflation just eats and eats and eats at our retirement pot until when we retire, yes, suddenly it's not looking so good. So, having scared you, I can scare you even more. Now, here's the thing. It's worse than that because as you age, you start to get ailments. Okay, so when you hit your 50s and early 60s, I think it's like 30% of people in their 60s have a condition that they're managing, be it high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, some sort of cardiovascular event. These things happen, okay, and it gets more as you get older. So I think 10 years later, at 75, I think the statistics were 50% of people had a condition they had to live with, and then at 85, it was 90% of people had to have a condition they were living with. Now, all these conditions are going to take money, and you're going to have to buy medicines or insurance in order to keep up with it, because you think as you age, you're also going to get higher risk of heart attacks, higher risk uh, of cancers, higher risk of dementia, higher risk of osteoporosis, higher risk of everything. And all these things come with a cost. And so if you're sitting there as a Gen Xer and you've only got 150 grand in your pension pot, or you're projected to have 150 grand in your pension pot, you're in the shit, frankly, unless you do something about it. Okay, now, fortunately, there's things that we can do about it. Okay, when I realised this, I thought, man, I need to do something. And so I thought, right, let's have multiple streams of income, multiple side hustles that can then help us and basically take control. So, you can't, how can you get a pay rise of, you need a pay rise of 40 grand a year tomorrow? No, but you can build those incomes up. So instead of looking at retirement, and this is the truth, we are sold retirement on age because the government says, okay, 65, then they change it to 67 because they can't afford the state pension. And then they're going to look, right, recently they're looking at making it 74. So a big old jump because they can't afford to pay because there's too many old people, not enough young people, so we need to work longer. But this is the thing, it is not, retirement isn't or absolutely shouldn't be dependent on age. It is absolutely dependent on income. Okay, your income should define your retirement. If you have enough money, if you won the lottery tomorrow and won £1 million or $1 million, whatever it is, then, as I said earlier, if you took that 4%, the rule of thumb to be able to say take 4% of your capital every year, so then you'd be safe, you'd be comfortable. But either that, or you just need to generate. So you can't make £1 million straight away, but what you can do is you can generate income and learn how to create income streams to bring you up to that 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 level. Okay, you can go way, way higher, but I'm just talking about how you can actually just have enough to live on and have a good life and not have to worry. Okay, I'm sure once you get the hang of this sort of thing, your eyes will open and you'll realize just what the possibilities are. Now, as I say, if you want to know more, then come and join me in the Digital Income Freedom Hub. Okay, that is totally free, and I can share with you exactly some of the things that I am doing. There is so many different ways. One of the things I would say is that it's really important, when I need to caveat this, and it is when people talk about making money online. Okay, I think the statistics are less than 1% of people are successful at making money online. Okay, so it is not a simple thing. It's not a get rich quick thing. You have to learn, but there are ways you can learn and earn at the same time. Okay, so I'm a big fan of a couple of types of marketing where you get 100% of the profit on products, or 100% of the affiliate commissions on products, or very, very high commission on products. Because what you do not want is to spend all your time trying to sell like a £9 water bottle. To make £9, you'd have to sell that 100 times to make £900. When we've got a product that's £900 every time you sell it, and that's the difference. So be smart. Okay, that's my message to you. But yeah, do come along into the Digital Income Freedom Hub. I'll put it back on the screen again. I just dropped it right off. Again, because I'm using BeLive, I have it marvelously here. I can share it in the screen. Okay. So that is the Digital Income Freedom Hub. Totally free. And inside there, you can A, contact me, ask me lots of questions, and B, you can find out exactly some of the methods that I'm using to just quietly build additional income on the side without shouting about it. But you'll find it really, really interesting. Even some free training there which shows you how to get a completely free product, okay, something we call PLR, private label rights product, a PLR product for free, a system that can then sell it and distribute it all electronically, and then have a follow-up system with emails. So it's like the email system, I call it the Freedom Machine, because we've got emails going out which generates the income, generates the sales. I don't have to do anything, and so yeah, it's just super simple. So I have all that there. You can have it all for free, okay? Because what's most important is you need to know how to market. Marketing is the most important element. And so you can set up that system with a free product, free delivery service system, way to take the payments, all for free. And then you can actually spend time doing exactly what you need to do to make sales. And if you like that, then yeah, you can go on and get bigger products. But I would test it out, entirely up to you. If you want to start at $900 in, that's great. If you want to start at free, that's great. And if you want to start at $7, that's great as well. And a bit, wow, you've stuck with me. Thank you, my friend. But this is important. Everett, absolutely, this is it. It's almost like we're on a mission, guys. Okay, we're on a mission, and with the health aspect as well. There's also ways, and you'll see this in the Digital Income Freedom Hub. There's a company that I love working with, which has got the most incredible health products, totally unique, no competition, because it's absolutely based on cellular health. And my goodness, that is it. So why don't you want to get some extra income in, take the health products as well, and that way you'll live longer to enjoy the extra income you're doing. Imagine this, if you just let's go simple figures. If over the next 5 years, so I'm 59, okay, so if you're 59 and you've never done this before, let's just say over the next 5 years, so you'll still be below retirement age, over the next 5 years you just learn how to generate an income of say £60,000 or $60,000. Okay, that will be enough to keep you ticking over. Imagine doing that over the next 5 years. You're not going to do it this year or next year. I mean, you might do, it depends how much time you've got. But over time, you can learn and then put it into practice. And it is just learning and earning. You just gradually build it up. Okay, and it's that simple. This isn't get rich quick, but it's get rich with the foundations that will keep you rich. And then we do that. If you've got the health products as well, you're laughing. So any questions you've got, please do ask them in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, then pop the answers. If you know the answers, you don't need to watch the replay. Pop the questions in the comments still as well. I always look back on my comments on the replay. Anna Barrett, thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate your comments as well. It's always fun when there's a bit of interaction. But until tomorrow, I've got a good one tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to share with you how I create and edit reels using TikTok as one of my marketing methods on my phone, and I'll share the screen here so you can actually see it exactly how I do it. People were asking about it, and actually it's a lot simpler than you might think. Cool. So that's tomorrow. Whatever you're doing, have an amazing day today, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow same time, 4 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. Eastern, which I believe is 5 p.m. Norway time. Until tomorrow, take care.